radios. Hey, welcome back. This is my journey into the head tracking world. Let's call it Chapter 2. This time we're going to use the Motion Sick head tracker. All right, it comes with the controller, it comes with the servos, it comes with the pan and tilt 3D printed thingy, and so far so good. It goes together quite well. It's not as complicated as the last one I put together. Totally happy with it so far. So this is my journey. It's not going to be finished in this video. I have one more video to make the next time I'm home, and that's okay. I don't mind taking time. That's how my life is. I just have to deal with it. Anyway, I'm doing this because I want the kids to come flying with me and let them wear the goggles as I fly the airplane. So here we go. I'll explain to you some of the trials and tribulations and some of the ease of use that I've had along the way. In my hands is the Hepback gimbal, pan and tilt gimbal from Amazon. I ordered it off of Amazon. It was like $24. It took a couple weeks to get to my house from China, and it's okay. It's not perfect, but it's okay. It was designed for the DJI O3 air unit. Its downfall is the pan servo leaves the rest of the gimbal head wobbly, and it's not unusable, but you have to find some sort of dampening, like a rubber band or a hair band or something, to take out some of that shake when you're using it. It might be okay on an airplane. I haven't tried it on an airplane, but in a RC car, definitely not recommended. Still worth the money. However, the Motion Sick RC gimbal is a lot better in many, many ways. Much easier to program. You don't have to do any crazy wiring. Much better. Most hobby things do not come with very detailed instructions. However, the instructions that come in the box, 2 pages worth of instructions on how to set this gimbal up, are very detailed. There are a couple things that are missed that I wish were in there, but I'll explain as I go along. But I am happy with these. The last gimbal I set up, they didn't have any instructions. You can figure it out, but it's a lot better to have instructions. Some instructions are helpful. The assembly took maybe 20 minutes, and then you read over the instructions on how to set up the pan and tilt transmitter so that you could use this via Bluetooth into your transmitter, or you could use the option to run it from the cable in through the trainer port on your radio and program it that way. I chose to do the Bluetooth method because I don't want wires. As you move forward, pay very close attention to the orange and green lights on the Bluetooth module. This is also where you'd hook up the trainer cable if you choose to use the trainer cable into your transmitter. These lights are going to be your friend and tell you exactly what is going on as you proceed with the programming. Once you connect the USB cable to your laptop or desktop, and then the other end to the USB plug on the Bluetooth controller, you're going to have to export the firmware into the head tracker controller. You have 3 options in the pull-down menu. You are told in the instructions to use the DTQSYS head tracker version 2.21. That doesn't work for me. I ended up using the Arduino Nano BLE33 version 2.21. That's how I got the magic lines to appear, and it worked. What they don't really specify in the instructions is that you have to assign all the outputs for the gyrometers to the output channels of the head tracker controller. And then once you do that, you can assign your radio channels to whatever channels that you have on your receiver. In my case, I chose 15 and 16. So they're coming out of the head tracker controller on 7 and 8 into the radio, and in the trainer section of the radio, you select those outputs to go to 15 and 16. So it's like a little cross-patching thing going on. You also have to assign the tilt, roll, and pan, as you see on the screen here, to 1, 2, and 3. That's what worked for me. And then we're boogieing. There are some other details that I'm going to show you right now. With this MotionSec RC Pan and Tilt BAG gimbal, stands for Badass Gimbal, you're only using the pan and tilt. You're not using the roll. You'd have to buy a different kind of gimbal for that, but for pan and tilt, that's what you really want in a RC airplane anyway. This is the detailed section where you would go to adjust the sensitivity of that particular parameter for pan and tilt. If you want it more sensitive, depending on your radio setup, this is where you would go. Or if you want it to be a little bit less sensitive, this is where you would go. Instead of taking the receiver out of the airplane and unhooking all the wires and then having to rehook them back up and then probably making a mistake because I get distracted by something, I just decided to set the BAG up in the back of the airplane, and that's how I'm going to learn how to program it via Bluetooth into my FR Sky X20 XE tray style transmitter. This radio is amazing. Mind-blowing programming available in this radio. Whoa! The first thing you're going to want to do on your Ethos radio is go into the model edit, then slide it over to the trainer mode. Make sure Bluetooth is turned on. Once you connect it with the application on your laptop, you'll see the ID number over there by distant address. Once you scroll down, you'll be able to select a channel, and this is where you will take the channel 7 and 8 from the Bluetooth transmitter for the head tracker and then send it to one of the other channels inside the radio. Those are the two channels that you were plugged the pan and tilt servos into in your receiver. And you should be good to go. There are some other details that I'll get to you on the next video. Until then, see you in May, next time I'm home. Bye-bye. Management and I would like to thank you for stopping by and wasting 5 to 8 minutes of your life with me here on Rock and Roll RC. Thank you.